Is this Rachel?
No.
Okay.
No, this is
somebody else.
This is another
He can't say the name.
It's gonna be. So
you told me to pry harder. I'm gonna pry harder. Say it.
Yeah,
pry. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now that you said to say it. Now that he said to say it. Say it, bro. Finish him. I had to do it, bro. Just kidding, man.
I don't know if I should say because I don't want to like.
I can't say it, bro.
No, there's different because if it's not out yet.
Oh, fair point. Okay.
Then it's like I don't want to jinx it.
Right, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I don't want to ruin it either because if she for some reason sees what she might because she fucks with you.
There is paperwork, so that's like a good.
Or
sign.
they fuck with you. So that's a good sign. Yeah.
But.
Welcome back to the conversation that never ends. This is Timeless Talk. I'm your host, AJ. And man, we back for another surreal episode of Timeless Talk. We're in a closed stadium today. We don't got no amphitheaters today, man. We're in a smaller studio today. We don't got no amphitheater. We don't got 50,000 people watching us today.
Not yet.
Not yet. But we're working on it. All right, intros. So you guys know, before I get to our special guest here on my right, over here on my left, we have Furious.
Thanks for having me again, man.
Sir,
appreciate that.
Technical difficulties. What's happening? No, bro. I wanted to wait to do this, this announcement with slideshow here. Should we wait or should we say it now?
Nah,
you want to wait?
Yeah.
Let's wait. We're gonna wait then. Sorry, y'all. All right. Anyway, over to my right, we have a very special guest with us today. He's joining us all the way from the Hollywood Hills. No. I'm just kidding. Just kidding, man. But we got a good friend of mine. Is a gentleman I've known for a while. He's got some talents to him. He's a guitarist. We got JValle. Yo, thanks for being here, man.
Welcome. Thank you for having me.
They're excited, bro. You have fans.
Yeah,
ovations. We give ovations in here, bro.
I'll take it.
You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
Thanks for coming, man.
Thank you for being here, bro. We appreciate you being with us, man.
Appreciate you for having me. Thank you for the time.
For sure, man. So to start off the episode, we're going to go ahead and go over the topics first, and then I'm going to go ahead and, run it by the audience so they know what's going on, what we're going to discuss today.
Cool.
Right? So before we get into the actual main topics, I kind of want to get to know you a little bit better. For those out there who don't know who you are, what you do, what your talents are, what you've experienced, what are you willing to share with us, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And then we'll move on to, I don't want to say darker topics, but topics that are a little more, I guess, on the conspiracy side of things. Okay. If you're okay with talking about that, you know what I'm saying? So we'll go from music to conspiracy, I guess you can call it. I mean, something along those lines. Before we dive into the other topics, we'll leave those more of a surprise. We'll just come across them when we get there. But before we move on to that, we'll go ahead and transition over to the first topic. So, Mr. JValle.
I love the sound effects.
Yeah, bro. We got a lot of those, man. You know what I'm saying? If I was still playing, I'm still having fun, man.
It sounds real proper in the headphones,
Does it, though?
too. Yeah.
It sounds good? All right, cool. That means that your boy, even though I don't fuck with music like that, I can figure out this board.
No, it's sick. It's cool. In real time, too, you're doing it.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, thank you,
It's cool to see you doing your thing, though, off topic. But
I appreciate that, bro.
Flowers, too, for sure. My guy.
I appreciate that, bro. Got a lot of work to do. I'm still learning.
Let's go. Aren't we all, though?
Yes, it's a process for sure, you know. And then the same thing with Furious, like he's over there just quiet up with his hoodie on.
Shaded. He's shaded.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, but anyway, we're gonna ask you, man. So we know, as I've said already briefly in the intro, you play the guitar, right? Mm-hmm. What made you want to get involved with music? Did you put on headphones one day, just hear a song that triggered it for you? Did you just like naturally go to the guitar, or did you try other instruments first?
Man, with music in general, I think I grew up in a household with my mom, my sister. They were listening to 90s R&B all the time.
Oh, wow.
So I remember hearing Brandy, remember hearing Aaliyah, Mariah Carey. And so I always had a in tune with like R&B, soul, and also growing up in church too. Like I understood from an early age, like the power of music and what it does to someone emotionally and how it can set the atmosphere of a room. And so I was always in tune to that, but I didn't pick up an instrument until I was 15. Like I was a bit of a late bloomer, like from what you call it. Like
That's considered late though?
man, prodigies, they're like 6 years old. They're killing it already on guitar, drums. Like they picked it up at 2, you know, even basketball, like to pick up a basketball at 4, like.
That's a good point, actually. I didn't think of that.
I really didn't know what I was going to do until I was 14, 15. And even then, it was just a hobby.
Yeah.
You know,
you didn't know it was going to be what it is now.
No, I had no clue that there was a possibility of becoming a full-time musician. I didn't know what that meant. I saw no blueprint to it. All I saw was on MTV, you know, TRL, like those, you know, the bands and
those were the inspirations, though, man.
Yeah, back in my time, probably dates me a little bit, but that's what the inspiration was. You know, being around music back in the day, you know, VH1 would constantly be playing videos. You know, BET had their top 10 as well, 106 in Park, you know.
I hear you.
So just being around, you know, watching TV, you know, back in the 90s, early 2000s. But guitar specifically, it was Santana. I remember hearing Carlos Santana.
Ooh, he's dropping the legends names, bro. That's a legend right there, Santana. Yeah.
It was him and actually, surprisingly, Blink-182.
Wow, really?
Yeah, I would
Blink-182, bro?
I would see their videos again, like on the videos. I would see, you know, Tom on guitar, and like, dude, I want to play guitar. You know, Guns N' Roses too, sing Slash. Like, I want to play guitar.
Wow.
And then later on, I just, you know, followed up on more legends like Prince, and you know, went into jazz music. So I'm also a bit of a late bloomer in that sense too, of picking up, you know, following legends later on.
Nice.
But yeah, man, I love it.
Okay, good. So it just came naturally to you, and obviously you were inspired by what you watched and what you were exposed to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So did you ever, when you played the guitar and you're like excelling at it, okay, this is my thing, I know what I'm gonna do now. Did it ever cross your mind, because I know hip hop was more of a specific thing, right? It wasn't just Carlos Santana melodies, right? So is it melodies that captivated you and then hip hop that kept you? Would you say that? Or because I mean, like, because I know you transitioned to doing guitar, like, what was it? Guitar covers,
right?
Remember that back in the day?
Yeah.
I remember those days.
You
man.
helped me out with some things too.
I did.
I remember.
Yeah, man. Me and Caveman helped you out with a couple of things, man. Yeah, I remember that. Those were good days,
shout
man.
Out Caveman. That transition. I mean, hip hop. I was also a bit late in that too, but kind of morphing my guitar into hip hop was. I remember back in the Twitter days, I would, you know, this was 2010, 2011. So, you know, mixtape was out, the blog era.
Yeah.
So The Weeknd was putting out mixtapes, Frank Ocean mixtapes. JCole had the warm up.
Yeah. Damn, bro. Yeah.
Drake just dropped Take Care. And so I was also in a music school, contemporary school, that was, you could have auditions to go on tour with a pop act or a rock band. But, you know, even coming out of, you know, I would play in church a lot too. So I was familiar with like band playing, and like, I always played in church.
It's good. It kind of got you got used to live, like how it's supposed to sound.
Yeah.
You got to do sound checks, all that stuff. Help you out with it.
So I'm thinking
stuff
like,
later.
okay, I got to make it, I got to play live somewhere, go on tour or something.
Yeah.
But then with listening to that era of music in 2011, I'm like, man, I hear guitar on these things. Like, who's doing that? What are they called? I didn't even know that was such a thing. Like, becoming a session musician, going to studios. Like, I had no idea what a session was, a studio session.
So you didn't know there was other. Obviously, you knew there's elements in a beat, right? But you didn't know what was. What is a guitarist named in that situation, right?
I didn't even know what a producer was. I thought the artist made the music themselves. Like,
That's what I thought too.
I was a bit
I think
naive.
that too.
Right?
Yeah, I think that too. Honestly,
So,
I was naive to that too as well.
On Twitter, I would just reach out to the artists themselves and be like, you know, kind of put myself out there. I play guitar. I was decent enough.
Right.
But obviously I didn't get a response back. But then I'd reach out. I think I was on Wiki, and I realized, like, wait, the people who made the music, they're called producers.
Yeah.
These producers have people working with them to make the music. So let me reach out to producers. So I just researched all the songs. Like, I hit up Elite from JCole's camp.
Yeah.
He actually hit me back.
Did he?
Yeah,
Wow.
emails back in the day.
That's
I hit
cool,
up,
man.
you know, Boy Wonder. I hit up T-. I hit up Hit Boy back. This is 2011.
That's cool, man.
And then, but that's where the covers came in, because I'm like, they're just seeing some kid on the screen, and like, I have nothing to showcase. So let me do guitar covers of the beats that they've done, the instrumentals.
Smart.
And send that to them.
That makes sense.
And do my own like version. Like at the moment, I called them
your
like
own little
guitar
twist to
covers,
it.
rock
Yeah.
covers, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I did that, and 3 think 2 of them, 3, like Elite hit me back, but we never really continued working. But one of them he's a producer named Sounds and T Minus, and they both gave me they opened the door to me to come into the sessions, and it was dope, man. Like I learned a lot from there, and that's when a whole other world opened to me thanks to those guys. So
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Before I continue my questions, did you have anything you wanted to ask him, Furious? Because I know you're also musically inclined as well.
Yeah.
Did you have anything like you want to share with him from your background of doing the same thing, or any questions for him?
I don't know people the way he does. I mean, I know one of my boys works for Atlantic, so we would record and all that stuff. But
that's still in that world, though. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah, and like I met with A&Rs and different A&Rs, so but that not everyone hits you back, so it's very hard to get like in touch with these people.
Well, he's even said it too. They've replied to you months later, sometimes at a time, right? They're not always right back to you right away.
If an idea got made in 2014, it could be 2019, and they'd be like, "Hey, remember that idea? Well, it's going to be a single now." Yeah,
and they'll just hit you out of nowhere, like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, some shit you sent them years ago could just spark some type of, you know what I mean, in the future, and then they end up doing something with it. Yeah, crazy how that works.
Like, you got to like copyright your stuff too, because there's a lot of that going around too. Where like producers aren't getting paid, or they're not getting like credited. You know what I'm saying? Like there'll be a song that you're hearing, but the idea came from someone who's not even known. They're probably never going to be discovered. But it's just the way of the business.
Yeah, and before we go forward, guys, I wanted to put this out there. I know our guest is sitting in Slideshow's chair today. Normally I'd have it switched a little bit. No, you're good. I didn't say that as in to put you on blast. But I just wanted to put out there. He was told to sit there. Yeah. I'm sorry, bro. No shots. No. So Slideshow wanted to be here. He actually wanted to meet you, man. He just said that he had to come into work early today. So that's the only reason why you're sitting in this spot. Just for those who are wondering where he's at today. I just wanted to put that out there. I usually put that in the intro, but I just wanted to throw it out there for him.
For sure.
But coining off what you guys are talking about, like I know that you had a little bit of history playing with beats as well, and kind of dabbling in that world, having some things here and there. Do you have any experiences with people that you did finally connect with and get through with that you're willing to share, that you're able to speak about?
Everyone that I've worked with and met directly in person has always been good, genuine people up front to you. Like they call you by your name, they're shaking your hand, they're welcoming you, they're inviting you.
So respectful, the cordial.
Yeah, and the space is there as if everyone is equal.
Right.
So obviously there's some like stars who like get special treatment or whatever.
Of course.
But yeah, nothing off crazy that's like worth sharing.
No worthy, you're saying? Worth sharing? Okay. That's fair. That's cool though. Yeah. I do appreciate what you were willing to share.
Yeah.
So it wasn't to coin off of that answer. So it wasn't in your face. It was more like a subtle thing that you kind of recircled back on when you left the studio, right? You're like, man, that was a little off feeling, right? Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. It's not always what it seems, but then I know that for some artists it is what it seems, right? Like what they do portray ends up being, because then you've worked with other artists that when you were with them, you were like, oh man, it actually is what they portray it to be like, right? Or what they've shown in their behind the scenes videos. And you told me you worked with another artist that ended up being like what he seemed like, off camera.
As far as like lifestyle?
Yeah.
Or?
As far as how he presented himself and vibe wise. Mm-hmm. And then you told me this individual was down to earth.
Yeah.
Right? Super,
yeah.
not what you, it's what you expect, right? So what you see in his music is actually how he is in person, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was refreshing for me to hear. Just because I was like, man, that's nice to know that it's not as dark.
Yeah.
As the music industry seems to be portrayed these days,
Man, at the end of the day, someone told me very early on that we all breathe the same air.
Yeah.
That we like no one like we are all human beings having this, experience here on earth. So some people have special abilities, special talents that they've crafted, that they've worked at, that they've honed in on, and therefore they get certain privileges, certain access, certain amount of attention, notoriety, accomplishments, obviously, but we're all capable of that. And so when I honed in on that, like it's not a surprise to me anymore that so-and-so could be on a certain status level through the internet or
and still be down to earth, still be a person.
But still like, hey, I'm hungry. You guys want some food?
Be a human being. Yeah. No, that's how it should be, bro.
We're all human. So it's cool. So I've been fortunate enough to meet some cool people that have shown me that, you know, you could be of that high caliber of artist, of social, have some social currency, or like, you know, be some notoriety and fame, but still be super down to earth and, you know, warm and genuine. And like, it's not like an act, you know, too. There's some also people that's like, damn, you're rude, but they just like us, that's also human, because they probably had a bad day, because they're probably stressed about the millions of things that's on their plate. So again, I learned not to take that personal and just kind of, you know,
I like that. No,
neutral,
that's true. Because then, you know, you have days where you're not yourself. You might snap at somebody right in a way that you're like, well, I'm not normally like this, and they know that, or the people that know me know that, you know. Yeah. But it happens to everybody. You're right. I agree with that. So yeah, no, I appreciate you sharing that with us. But is there before we move on and stuff to the next part of the questions I have for you, is there any accolades that you're okay with sharing as far as like what you've accomplished? Why you laugh, man? It's about you too, bro.
Weird.
Why? It's an accolade. It's an accomplishment. Funny. Why is it so funny?
I don't know.
Oh man,
it's probably like my imposter syndrome. Like, wait, what? I got accolades.
You got accolades, bro. I mean, come on. Unless you want to downplay it, bro. It's not like you're like accolades.
What?
Which ones, my boy?
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Is there anything you're willing to share? Because I mean, if they can look, or do you want me to just tell them to look you up and find it for themselves?
No, it's actually pretty hard. It's pretty difficult to look me up.
Okay.
Sometimes the credits, it goes by JValle, but then my you know, some are listed as Josh Valle, and so they're kind of scattered. But I'm pretty proud of a few things.
You should be. That's what I'm saying, man. We're trying to give you a spotlight right now, man. Show you some love.
I'm obviously not used to the spotlight, but no, I would say like the coolest thing is, you know, growing up again too in that 90s, 2000s era, like, you know, getting physical CDs, opening the booklets and seeing the cover
who did
art,
what, the
credits, the lyrics, the different art that's in there. I always thought how cool it'd be to see my name in one of those booklets. So I would say like the coolest or the accolades I really like sharing and showcasing is seeing my name next to a few other names. That's like, what?
That's dope.
That's like, what are the odds? Like, you know, and it inspires me to keep going, but also to like, hey, like if I could do it, anyone could do it.
Thanks.
I feel like that I have like a bit of a.
Well, yes and no. I don't think anybody could do it. Someone with drive and discipline can do it.
But they're capable.
They're definitely capable.
In theory,
in theory, everybody can be able to do it if they're disciplined enough. And but they are. I agree with the capable part.
Right.
If you woke up this morning and you're breathing, you're capable, right? But I feel like if you're able to be moving around and do things like you're capable. But some people don't always capitalize on that, you know?
Right? Yeah.
But they're not disciplined enough.
I hear that
to go to the gym or whatever the case. You know what I mean? So that's definitely part of it.
Yeah, man.
But hey, you know what, man? Shout out to you for being as humble as you are, bro.
Oh, bro.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's being humble right now. He's being real fucking humble. That's all I
don't know I don't know what you call it, but I don't know.
Like I said, man, I just think it is because I mean, like you're not one to you said imposter syndrome. You don't even want to talk about what you have accomplished, man. You don't want to say you don't.
Well, hey, I don't want to
weird. I want to seem like I'm prying, but I know it's your first podcast.
No, you do your thing. Like, what do you want to ask?
I just want to know who were these accolades. Like, who did you work with, man? They want to know.
Bro, well, I mean, the first person that was like, "Yo, this is happening." Like, I was a really big fan of him in 2011, 2012 was Kendrick.
Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick, Cool, so working on the Good Kid, M.A.A.d City album, like that was one of my first studio sessions I've ever had.
That's his first credit, big credit, man.
First time seeing my name on that booklet.
Which tracks?
Bitch Don't Kill My Vibe.
Oh hell yeah!
Look at his face. Like, oh shit,
main ones, bro.
See, he's too humble, bro. I'm telling you.
That was you.
Nah, you can never be too humble. But
was that you?
That's actually
that you?
No, that was actually a sample though. But I replayed it. I'm honestly not 100% sure. Like on record, I'm not 100% sure if that's actually my guitar. But I recreated the sample of that. But my guitar playing is more like there's little licks in there. Right at the beginning, the first 8 seconds of the song, you could hear me noodling.
Right.
And the studio session in of itself it felt like a whole dream because no drums was on the track yet. Like producer Soundwave, shout out Soundwave. He gave me a break too, like inviting me to the session, which is, you know, this was in Carson. This was before they were, I think they were signed, but they weren't in, you know, Interscope or doing big budget sessions yet. So I got to meet everyone that night, and all that was playing in the room was just the pads of the instrumental of of the track.
Right.
And Kendrick was on his BlackBerry then, just like
bro.
writing his verse.
Damn.
Man.
You know, and he again, real cool, down to earth people, you know. And then they all left after I got to witness him like record his verse in the booth.
That's dope.
And I'm just sitting there with my guitar again, like imposter syndrome. Like, what do I do? Like, what am I don't really know studio etiquette.
Right.
Yeah.
So
In this moment, do I sit here and watch him
You
work?
gotta vibe out.
yeah.
Do I just play soundly in the corner? Questions
yeah.
like that, right? Do you ask yourself, like, what do I do? Do I just sit there?
Me and my personality, like when in doubt, like I'm just gonna be a fly on the wall. And if I'm needed, I'm here, I'm ready. But you know, just I don't want to do
It's a
too
vibe
much.
too, though.
It is.
Yeah.
So I remember they all left to go to a liquor store or something. Like this was probably 2 a.m. And then I just stayed with Ali, and he left the whole thing looping for like 20 minutes, and I just freestyled. He was like, just play what you want. And I'm okay. I'm jamming, and then they just chopped and picked what they liked, and it ended up on the track. And a few months later, I think this was January 2012. So a few months later, I got a text asking like, "Hey, how do you want your name on the credit?" And then in Soundwave,
dope,
dude,
man.
that was such a good moment, man.
That's cool, man.
So I'm really happy about that. And everyone at TDE was very proper with the way to go about, like,
Very professional.
very professional with, like, you know, this is how you could get paid,
Like the business.
business side of it. He put me on game of like publishing. You know, he's like, don't quickly sign a publishing deal. Like, keep all your publishing,
Right.
And which is a whole other subject that I'm honestly still learning about. But yeah, man, I'm really thankful that was my first one, man.
Man.
So that was a big, yeah.
Okay.
That's good too, man.
Yeah.
For your first one.
Yeah, thank
That's
you.
a great one, bro.
I'm
Good
proud
shit,
of
man.
God, bro.
That's
That's a big placement, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's arguably one of the biggest artists, obviously. So that's
I think he's
That song went number
top
one, right?
3, and he's not
oh
3.
no, for sure. He's
That song
yeah.
went number one, right?
He's top 3, not 3.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. He's definitely not 3, bro. But
But yeah, man, I'm
Oh,
blessed. You know, glory to God, bro.
yeah, amen to that, bro. That's
Yeah.
awesome, man. God is good. And don't forget to give him the glory. So I agree with you on that. That's awesome that's number one. Is there anything that you would want to share with us that was like very pleasant aside from the studio session you just described to us with Kendrick? Was there someone else that you were like, man, that was just a good vibe, bro? I would definitely want to work with that person again.
As far as like person I've worked with,
Yeah.
man, I'd want to work with JCole.
That'll be
You know,
dope.
you know?
Yeah, no. See, that's actually my next question. I guess I
Yeah.
worded it wrong. What I was trying to say was like, was there a past experience that there's someone you did work with
yeah.
that you would want that you would want to work with again, that you already
Yeah.
had worked with, that you were like, I would definitely go back if they asked me to.
Oh man,
That's what I meant. Like, is it just everybody or?
I know you're trying to dig for. I know you're trying to dig, bro. I'd work with all of them again.
That's good. I like that. Okay.
But I've been in rooms with sessions with JCole. I've been in a room with him, but I wish that session would have been more like deliberate with like we're really locking in a work. It was like a brief hour of actual like music making.
Okay.
And then the rest was like, it was great conversation. You know, his manager was there,
Yeah.
T-Minus was there. But this was one of the first times like we all meet. So it was like an introduction session, I think.
That's cool.
And
man.
so it was mixed in with that. So I wish like I would have had more time with him. I would love to get back in the room with him.
That's cool. Okay. So it does tie into who
yeah.
you would want to work with was J. Cole, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
cool. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
J. Cole just seems like he's very like he's so open minded. You know what I'm saying? So it's like creating with him would be like a dope experience. You know what I mean? Because like you don't know which way it's gonna go, but it's gonna be dope.
Very open minded.
You know what I mean?
You're right on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So say aside from that, like since that's someone you would want to work with, that's a good way to answer that question. So those are your experiences that help shape, mold you who you are today, right?
Yeah.
So where do you see yourself going with your career now? Like what
Musically,
yeah.
man, I would want to create almost like a bridge of. I would want to become a bridge towards other musicians, artists, producers to facilitate their creativity and to land safely into the hands of artists and writers and other producers in the industry who are more established. Because it seems like that route, that like connection, I would just want to be a bridge, man, and inspire others to. Because there's a lot of creative people out there. There's so many that don't get heard because either who they're sharing their idea with, you know, they're not honest, or it just doesn't land on the right ears.
Yeah.
And so I don't know what that looks like business model wise, or but in my heart it's just to inspire others, and I'd love to be able to have evolve into that type of like A&R executive. I'm not sure about like music label, but you know, maybe like my own publishing company. I love artist development. Like I tried that for a few years. I tried to develop like a few different artists I was very passionate about. So I love the process of building. And so, and you know, seeing potential from here land into here. Oh, yeah. I know it's possible. I have my own version of a blueprint or a way that it could go. And I love being a connector, a facilitator.
This is good because it actually ties into my next question, which is there anybody up and coming that you're working with that you're excited about, that you see real potential in? Like, hey, man, because I've been up there working with the ones that are high up. You got some here. You're onto something. You got anybody that you're working with that you're happy with?
Yeah, Rachel Rivas.
Cool.
This independent artist named Rachel Rivas. She's an overall talent. She has the ears of a producer. She creates like a producer, writes like a brilliant songwriter, and she's a performer too.
Nice.
And she hardly has any like live shows under her belt. And we put a band together, and we did like So Far Sounds shows in LA, which is a really cool, intimate, like pop-up shows that they do in backyards in LA. So, but I've worked with her off and on since like 2018, 2017. And man, she's hungry. She's like ideas hungry. She writes, she's creative. So I'm really excited about her, man. I think she's going to be a big star.
That's cool, man.
And then, you know, I have some friends who were kind of up and coming, and now they're doing their thing. Like my bro Marcus Samaj, he's been man, his journey's been very, very inspiring. You know, becoming a writer and now writing for like Giveon, Snow Allegra, amongst other people, and he's killing it. Like he's Bryson Tiller and.
Is he still making music? I haven't heard from Bryson in a while,
and
man.
now he's Bryson. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard that. I haven't heard anything from him in a good while, man. He had that one hit album that he did, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Did you hear about the whole off topic? Sorry, I'm going to cut you off. You done? I don't want to cut you off. I don't want to cut you off.
Flow.
That was a little controversy now. Here we go. It's like what kind of bullshit you in with now.
Stuff?
Here we go. Did you hear about that? Because I know you know some producers in the game, right? Who were the two cats? Because you know JCole and you know where I'm going with this, right? That song Exchange.
Yeah.
So the beat to that, right? The producers, I guess, were beefing it. They didn't get along.
Right.
And I guess the guy that made the one for Bryson, the guy, I don't know the producer's name, sorry, but the producer that made Exchange for Bryson, I guess he bit the melody or the same sample as the guy that made. Was it Put Your Finger, the one that's in that song? Is it Put Your Fingers in the Sky? And it's the one that JCole made. It's with the same melody, it's just more sped up. Instead of being so slow like Bryson's Exchange, the one that JCole had on his album, which was 4 Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
It was Put Your Finger in the Sky, if you want it. And it's like fucking, it's higher, it's faster pitched. It's faster, it's quicker.
Yeah.
That producer claims that the other guy stole his. Is there any truth to that? Do you know anything about that drama at all? Or?
It happens.
You heard about that, right? I know you've heard both songs, right? You know what I'm talking about? Or?
I've heard them, but I can't like recall like exactly.
It's an older song. But.
Yeah, I don't remember like the storyline behind it. I remember when it happened, and then there was like a lot of controversy because then Cole used that beat, and everyone automatically thought of
assumed
Bryson.
that exactly.
It was like, is this the same beat?
Everyone
to me,
could hear it.
Yeah,
it damn near sounds the same, bro.
To me, it does, but I don't remember, man. I don't know any of the backstory to it.
I was just curious if you knew or not. I just wanted to know about you.
No, but I don't really know.
You're not disappointed me, man. I was just wondering if you knew anything about that.
Yeah.
I know you heard the familiarity of it though, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but
it happens, dude. If like creatives are tapping into that same wavelength, they could literally hear the same sample
on SoundCloud.
Yeah,
and they could just go from there. Yeah.
But the translate, not the translation, but the interpretation of what they want to do over that sample could be different, or maybe it could be the same. And
it's
then
how you flip it.
It's like, whoa, we were both inspired by the same thing.
Yeah, because you could flip the same sample. We've heard the same sample flipped a dozen times.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could just. What's one I can give you guys? m.A.A.d.
Yeah.
Him and his boy Leo made a beat. It's called I'll have to play it for you guys. I think it was not really gangster, but it was kind of about growing up in the hood. The song itself, but the beat was very, very similar to Bob Lobo.
Okay.
With JCole and Royce. So that song, that beat, very, very similar sounding, but the one that my boy rapped over, he sped it up. So it's almost like the same thing as Exchange and Finger in the Sky. It's very similar. Bob Lobo's so slow, it's like, but it's a dope, memorable beat, right? The other one's the same melody, I think the same exact sample, but just sped up. So just an example I'm giving you of like, you know, like you said, someone hearing it on SoundCloud. The song I'm actually referring to is on SoundCloud. I'll show it to you so you can hear it.
Okay, yeah, I gotta hear it.
Yeah, but it's like this the same beat as Pablo Boat, but just sped up. So my example being my point being that, you know, samples are not off limits to anybody, right? Obviously, we can make a song out of whatever.
Anyone could be a sample.
Yeah, you can make a song out of.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
You can make a beat out of that, probably, bro. I wouldn't doubt it. You know. All right, guys. So with that being said, before we finally jump into these 2 video clips that we're going to discuss, right? The conspiracy theories. Is there anything else you want to ask each other, or is there anything you want to ask JValle before we move on?
Yeah. What's your workflow like?
If I'm on my own, I kind of I'll just have fun. I'll just let like whatever chord, anything that like strikes me to feel like some type of movement or emotion, I'll let that guide me. In the studio session, if there's with other people, I'll kind of wait. I'll treat it like a playground. I'll wait. A lot of noodling, a lot of just messing around, playing. A lot of conversation could happen too.
Right.
But the moment that there's like, you know, ears perk up if someone finds a sound, if someone finds a sample, if someone hits a certain chord, and it just, hold that. Everyone would just perk up.
Yeah.
Hold it. Wait, what's that? What sound is that? They'll ask questions. Then you go from there.
Yeah.
Then you build everything off of that one spark.
Right.
Because they heard something that just triggered it for them. Like that might have inspired some creativity or some.
And man, it's magic happens in that moment because you could you loop that thing. If there's a writer in the room, the writer's just
a little hook or something.
Now they start flowing. They're entering their flow state with writing. Then another person could even put on headphones and just, all right, I build a beat around that right now. And then the other person is just like mixing that sound or
that sounds dope.
Tuning that progression. And then an hour and a half passes by and then all 3 of them put it together. Then it's like, then it just becomes about arranging it in a way where you don't mess up.
Right.
Where you don't mess up that initial spark. Don't do too much. So to me, simplicity is key, but I always go off of that spark, especially if there's other people in the other room.
Right.
And they're like, wait, what was that?
Yeah.
I'll find my flow like that. But preferably I do like to work alone for the most part.
Right.
I like, I feel most comfortable there. But
there's no eyes.
There isn't.
And you know, like
you don't feel as much pressure, right? Like,
no. But it's good to have that pressure too because it pushes.
Yeah, I think that the pressure is cool, but at the same time, it's like you wanna be comfortable in that pressure too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, let's say you are making something right. Let's say that you do have an idea, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people might not rock with this idea, but you have it, and you're like just like perfecting it.
Right.
It might be as simple, like as like for the final product, you just taking out that sample and it's just, whatever you like made around it that people like, you know what I mean? So it's like there's a certain gift that comes with, just like going in like by yourself, what I mean? Because you can always take out pieces and add something in.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
No, I agree. And I feel like, when it comes to the creative process, like not everything's going to sound great to everybody, but it's like my question for you, because you did say this before, being a tastemaker, what do you think it takes to be someone like that? To be like, no, trust me, this does sound good, and it's gonna. How do you know? You know what I'm saying? Is there something in you, or is there something as an artist that you just fucking know? Is it because of past? You know what I'm saying? As past sorry, what's the word? Is it because of past success with a certain sound? Like you said, or just knowing what works because you know that, okay, look, I'm the one that discovered this sound, or I'm the one that played this sound, and it got as big as it did. Or it was it was as big as a hit as I knew it was going to be, and now the accolades, the numbers speak for it. Do you think it's because of that, or do you think they just have it because they have it?
I think it's I think part of it is just the song being good, just the music being good, but also it's also like a certain like frequency that is hitting within people. You know what I mean? Just like with the chords that they use, just like C's or A, you know what I'm saying? Like G minor or whatever. Like the certain chords, like when they hit, like there's a certain emotional vibe that you feel with like certain songs. Like there's just certain songs where like it'll like hit on a certain part and you just can't help but feel, you know what I mean? And they just engineer it to like, it's almost as if they've like studied people's ears and like souls,
That's crazy though.
Music. Exactly. Like something as subtle as like a major chord. Major chord makes you feel happy. a minor chord, it makes you feel a little
So
sad.
they do evoke emotions then.
Well, that's one part. That's the like magician part of being a musician or producer.
Right.
It's like
So music's powerful, man.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
It's like a spell.
Yeah,
Music is one of the most powerful things we have in this lifetime. In this
you can
universe,
control. You can theoretically control people with it, right?
If you know and you're tapped in to like, all right, if I want to give this frequency of like sadness, but then this part of the chord progression it uplifts. You could do that like a math problem with using chords.
So you basically know what kind of vibe and what mood you want your audience to be in just by what you're playing.
But that's
right.
That's why
it's crazy, man.
That's why some songs you might hear it and it just doesn't go. You're just like, nah, like it just doesn't fit.
It doesn't. Yeah, you're like, this is not it.
Like it might be a dope, like there might be dope lyrics on it. It might be dope wordplay, but the vibe is just like it doesn't work.
But to answer your question about like what being a tastemaker, like a solidified tastemaker, whatever accolades one has, that could back up, like that could really reinforce what your opinion, creative opinion, like how much weight it carries, how much value it has. That could back it up. But I think what could make a real tastemaker, what makes one is really the reps in the gym that they took.
Right.
Like the fails. You know,
I respect it. That makes sense.
All that, every single thing, success and the missed ones.
They built up to it.
They built up. They have reps to know like what's. And again, like what I told you earlier too, with like it depends on the session that you're in. If you're in a session with an artist, you're tailoring to that artist specifically. Right. So at the end of the day, they're going to be the tastemaker because they're going to like what they like, and you could like an idea or beat or a certain chord progression a certain way, but if at the end of the day, if the artist in the room
if they don't like the shit,
if they don't like it, you know,
it's almost like you're almost like cooking like it's like a producer. It's almost as if you're like what's that called? Hibachi.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you're right there, they're fucking watching you cook it. You know what I mean? And it's like, okay, I want that.
Chef boy.
You know what I mean? Like it's
boys,
like a chef.
boys.
You literally like
Chef boys reunited.
Yeah. You know, it's like, no, like this steak is too rare or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you do have to cater.
Yeah.
That's fair.
You do.
That's a good example too.
And in the language of like church, like you gotta serve the song. You have to serve like, and it's bigger than you. As a producer, as a creative, as a musician. Yeah. Like if a producer wants the musician to play a certain way, the musician can't be like, well, I would have done it this way. Right. That's pride. That's ego. Like you got to serve the song. The song is calling for you to do that. And it's your job to be excellent at it and adapt yourself to that way. And then the producer, likewise, the artist is going to tell the producer, take this out. And the producer can't get offended or take it personal. Right. You know,
there's a lot of ego though, because you know people don't put they put their lives into.
You said it happens here too. At that level, because you would think
you should be more humble though.
You would think, damn man.
But even to that independent artist that's out there, that independent producer that's out there, like just don't be afraid to make mistakes and don't be so attached to your ideas, because at the end of the day, they're not ours.
Yeah,
like, I believe that like. We're just vessels here at this time, and we tap into a creative frequency that we're able to pull from, because really we hear the music in our head first.
Yeah.
Before musicians, artists, producers, writers, any type of creative, even artists, painters, they bring that out into this physical form.
It's channeled first.
It is.
Right.
So, but really, like, that's not ours.
It's an idea, but
we're vessels.
What's the source? Right.
Yeah. So, like, don't be attached to your ideas. Whether you take criticism from them, whether people don't accept them from, like who you are, like you're not defined by your creative ideas at all. You're not defined by them. So, you know, that's what I would say. That's, I don't know.
No, I like that. That's an interesting way to put it. I never thought about it that way. That makes a good point, though. Deep. That is deep, huh? You would think that you tap into, that's crazy that it's not originally yours. It was just passed down.
It's not.
Do you have anything new coming up?
I do, man. Yeah. I actually got paperwork for an idea that I sent early 2017.
Oh shit!
It's literally guitar progression that I sent.
That's dope.
And the artist at the time was like, "Oh, I love this. I'm gonna write a song to it." And I never heard back from it until the pandemic. And during the pandemic, she actually called me about it and was like, "Hey, how are you?" She checked in. Good people.
Is this Rachel?
No. Okay. No, this is
somebody else.
This is another like.
He can't say
Bro,
the name.
it's gonna be. So
You told me to pry harder. I'm gonna pry harder. Say it.
Yeah,
Pry. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna tell you right now. Now that you said to say it. Now that he said to say it. Say it, bro.
Finish it.
I had to do it, bro. Just kidding, man.
I don't know if I should say because I don't want to like.
I can't say it, bro.
No, there's different because if it's not out yet.
Oh, fair point. Okay.
Then it's like I don't want to jinx it.
Right,
no, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I don't want to ruin it either because if she for some reason sees what she might because she fucks with you.
There is paperwork, so that's like a good.
Or
sign.
they fuck with you. So that's a good sign. Yeah.
But she ended up calling me during the pandemic, asking me about it. Remember that one loop that you sent me? Can you send me the file again? And and I was so hyped because during the pandemic, that was a tough time for me, like creatively, like for as it was for a lot of people too, like even like living wise, and like everybody forced to stay home, and I moved around so much that time. But that's a whole other story because I was in constant survival mode during the pandemic.
You did. I remember that. That was a time in your life where you were just you're all over the place, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I remember that. Yeah.
So. That was like a big like hope, a big like answered prayer. That call, it was like a 5-minute call from her. So
that's cool, man.
It was really dope. And then again, 3 years later after that, like I reached out. I was like, hey, this idea again, I don't know if you've done anything to it. And I saved it. Like when I send ideas out, sometimes I'll send the same one to another artist, and whoever calls dibs first or writes to it some first, but I've never had that issue.
Right.
But with this one specifically, I never shared it with anyone else. I've never shared it.
Like it was made for her.
It was really made for her. Yeah.
That's cool, man. So the fact that that's cool, man. And then the fact that it's going to be used now, all these years later, bro.
Dude, it's going to be used. I heard it.
Good
I heard
shit,
it for
bro.
the first time. Thank you, bro.
That's cool, man.
Thank you, man. It's going to be part of something special. God willing, it's going to come out this month on the 15th. It's going to be I could maybe share, like, this is like exclusive.
Okay.
I could share a little exclusive.
Okay. You hear that? Exclusive, y'all. Exclusive. You hear that? So after all, we're not.
Fatality.
We're good. No fatalities here. Good.
From what they've told me, it's going to be part of a soundtrack of a movie that's coming out Christmas Day.
Whoa. What movie is that?
Is it in the R&B song?
Yes.
Okay.
You know?
He's like, I think I know which one it is. What movie's coming out on Christmas Day, though?
What movie's coming out Christmas Day?
I probably
do.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know, but
Man.
If y'all know out there, go ahead and take a look if you know what he's talking about. 'Cause I think
I'll say there. I'll say it there.
Okay.
But I'm really happy, man. I talked to the producer over the phone, and he FaceTimed me, and he let me hear the song too for the first time.
That's cool, man.
And there's such a special feeling with like hearing vocals over an idea you did.
hell yeah.
How did it make you feel when you heard
7
that?
years later.
So did he send it to you?
No,
Like, hey, bro, check this out.
He couldn't send it to me yet. It was like, you can't send it yet. But I'll share, like, you can hear it. Like, hear it on my phone with me.
Yeah.
So he screen shared it, and then
That's dope.
I heard it from his phone. Oh,
How did that make you feel? Like, man.
it's inspiring.
Can you share it with us?
I don't have it. He didn't actually send it to me.
Can you share it with us?
No, like just to hear it. Just to hear.
Just to hear, like, off the record.
I can
guys.
share the idea.
Yeah.
Like maybe I can share the idea.
Okay,
it's
let's do that.
a simple progression. Simple guitar progression. I made it.
Do you want to connect your phone to this device, or do you want to just play it through the speaker?
I can just play it through here. Like I'll just give you an example of like this. It's just,
everything's already like copywritten and all that stuff.
If it is, you could just show us a similar riff. So you don't.
Yeah,
show the one that she used.
Yeah, I'll show you guys after.
Okay, you can show us after. That's fine.
But man, I'm just proud, and that's what I have coming up. That's been like a big blessing for me this year, and I feel like this will be the most like I don't know. This would probably be my biggest like accomplishment or the most like authentic one that's like
cool,
true to
man.
me. The most. I don't know. I don't know, man. This. I'm just thankful, bro. I'm really
for the
grateful.
opportunity. That's cool, man.
I haven't had
good.
anything out in a minute,
Right.
so this will be the one that's. I'm just happy to be back. I'm very
Did you
grateful.
get? No, I'm glad to hear that. Did you get plaques for all your? They sent you ones too. I didn't know they do that. They do that, right? You actually get a plaque.
You actually have to order it.
Oh, you have to order it.
Yeah, there's a company that you have to order.
Motherfuckers,
Yeah,
man. They could have just sent you one to your house, bro.
No, you have to order it.
Do the
They're
artists
expensive.
themselves got to buy them too?
I think they do.
Wow.
But I mean, like,
they
what's-
even got it. You know what I'm talking about, right? They have the frame in the house with the record, and then they got the picture of the
You gotta
album,
buy
whatever.
that shit.
You have to buy it. Yeah, but to me, it's worth
Even
it.
the artist has to buy it. I mean, it
When
is
you
worth
earn
it, but
but it's just wait.
you earn the credit. But instead of them sending that to your house, you have to pay for that.
You have to pay for it.
Damn, they don't want to.
That's what I said, bro.
At least from back when it was worth it to me. I didn't care.
No, I get it. Of course, it's an accomplishment. Why not broadcast your accomplishment? I agree.
Yeah.
I would do the same shit. I'd buy it, but I would feel kind of like.
Huh?
I think we're just shocked just because it's like these are like $1 billion institutions. You know what I'm saying? It's like
it's why they couldn't buy for everybody that was involved. You know they could, man.
Yeah, they should. They got to do a lot of changes in the music industry.
I legit just thought that one day you opened your mail. And there was a package, or you came home, there was a package on your doorstep with your accolades.
No, I wish. Which
would be nice, right? You would think they would do that,
well,
like give you your credit in a,
No, it doesn't make sense actually. It doesn't make sense,
Mm-hmm.
and this isn't to like
they gotta
to
make
like
them.
to like exactly. It's not to side with them because you do still get the credit.
Mm-hmm.
It's still on there, so it's like,
of course it's on the actual,
it's
credits.
like remember like in high school when they wanted you to buy your class ring.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's the same
Exactly.
shit. That's fair.
So yeah,
You earned your way through high school.
That's a good question. Now I wonder if sports
paid
players.
to-
So now I wonder. Sorry, I'm gonna cut you off.
No, you're good.
I wonder if sports players got to pay for their shit too when they win a
the
championship.
Super Bowl. That probably not.
No,
Probably not.
right?
No.
I wouldn't think so.
There's so much money in
I
that
wouldn't
shit.
be surprised if like the team paid for it as an expense, like
Yeah.
the owner
Yeah.
did some type of like had to have a budget.
I
and
thought the
depending on
league.
their
I thought the
budget-
league just took care of it, but maybe
depending on their budget is how much that thing is shining, or how much like diamonds is in it.
Okay, fair point.
Depending on
Yeah,
the budget.
yeah.
There's probably a partnership between like a jewelry company and the team owner.
Which I think for
I wouldn't be
MLB,
surprised.
you know, it's crazy. I think it's Justin's, the one that you do for high school. They actually do the rings
Oh, that's bread.
Really?
dog.
Wow.
But the only difference is
I never got a class ring.
they don't put just gems. You know, like in our class rings, you can put an expensive diamond. They can actually pay for it. So I think Justin's actually does do stuff for the
crazy.
leagues too, man. But they do the white gold and the diamonds and the all that shit.
Yeah.
They do the real shit for them because they pay the money for it. You could have it too on your class ring if you pay the money. You know what I'm saying?
that's not
If you
cheap.
got the money like that, you can have it like that. You can have a blitzed out fucking class ring, but who the shit's gonna do that? Nobody, bro. You know what I mean? That's a little over the top. But some people might do that. But anyway, guys. All right, guys. So transitioning over to the next topic. It's about that time. There's two clips. One of them was sent by my boy here on my right, and then the other one, which I agree with because I know it's kind of relating to what we're dealing with personally in my family's life right now, with the loss of my father, which you guys know. I've already told them about it. There's a whole episode dedicated to my pops. They know about it. But aside from that, there was a controversial one that I'm probably going to save for last. And that's the one about the happy birthday song and singing and the ritual and it might be a ritual, whatever the case. The first clip is KRS-One. We're going to listen to his. We're going to watch it actually and put it on the screen for you guys. You're going to watch it with us real time and then we're going to give our thoughts on it. And I'm going to go from right to left or left to right.
Either way's fine. Cool.
Either way, we'll figure it out. Anyway, here's the clip here, guys. Check it out. Let us know what you think.
Family members pass, it means that something great is about to happen in your life, and you need guidance from the other side. What's up? In a weird way, when Scott LaRock passed, he was killed in the Bronx. That's when my guidance started. When you have a parent that may go, a brother, a sister, a son, it's painful to deal with. But you have someone on the other side now that you can communicate with. I mean, what a great privilege that is to have someone on the other side that's outside of space and time. Appeal to that person, talk to them, leave his favorite food out, his favorite drink, leave it out. Let him know that he exists. Wow. And you'll see the guidance. It's ancient. Africans been doing this. We never understood that, ever. That we never understood. We always knew our ancestors were on the other side. They just wasn't with us physically. And one foot in the spirit, one foot in the material.
And we're back. So that was the clip. I'm going to go ahead and I'll share my thoughts. I'll go first if that's okay with you guys.
Yeah, of course.
So what I got from that, and I remember when JValle sent this to me, it was cool because he knows what I'm going through personally. You guys know as well now.
Yeah.
You know, my dad, it wasn't easy having him not with us anymore. So currently me grieving with it, dealing with it right now is just trying to figure out how I can live my life without my biggest mentor here. Because in the last episode that we posted, I'm talking a slideshow about, we were having a Q&A. Me and our other co-hosts were talking. And he asked me, who were the two most influential people in your life? And I gave him one who wasn't personal and one who was personal, right? And the personal one was my dad. Mm-hmm. And not having him there, man, I if you guys watch that episode, you'll see what my answer was, without repeating myself here. But long story short, man, not having him there has just been difficult. So to see a video discuss about how, that person's still in your life and still guiding away, a part of me believes it and wants to believe that, you know what I'm saying? Because I know that he lives on. We believe in the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. We believe in the same thing. I know you guys are. We share in that belief of where they go after this, especially if they believed in God, put him first, right? Yeah. But my question is, because the Bible's not very clean cut about what you know what I'm saying, what happens to you in that state, right? And we briefly talked about it off the record too, right? Like, are they really allowed to, come here and guide us somehow or show us a sign? Or are they in his presence in a slumber? You see what I'm saying? Because the Bible doesn't really directly tell you.
It's not clear about it.
There you go. It's not direct about what their role is. You know what I'm saying, with us, and even if they're even able to interact with us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So your mind wanders to the idea of, okay, are they really here to show some guidance? Like, it was beautiful what he said.
Yeah.
What he just said in the clip was awesome. I want to believe that that's 100% what it is.
But is it?
But is it? Exactly. Because that's my question. You know what I'm saying? Because then you have the whole Ouija board and the dark side of things. And it makes you start thinking, okay, well, in a satanic point of view, they're telling you, yeah, you can absolutely talk to the dead. Right. You can absolutely talk to the people that you lost. And here's how you do it. You know what I'm saying? And that's a little scary to me, because then that's deliberately, but it's also dark. Right. There's a hidden agenda behind that one, where there's demons there that are trying to take over any weak vessel that they can, right? And you're opening the door for them when you do rituals and weird, crazy shit like that, right? So when you do stuff like that, that's why I'm, forgive me if I'm a little alarmed, or not alarmed, but a little skeptical, because you're like, well, they're opening the door in a dark way, saying they could do it. But is there another flip side of that coin where there is a bright side to it, and there's a side that God does allow you? You know what I'm saying? Is there? So I guess I'm on the fence. Where I'm at with it is, I believe it. I want to believe it. I feel like there are times in my life where I do, recently, as the past few months after he passed, where I do feel like it's my dad guiding me, and he is interfering in a positive way and showing me guidance. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I'm believing that God would allow that. It's a beautiful thing. Why wouldn't he? You know what I'm saying? How else? Because God knows how he lived amongst us in the flesh, right? Yeah. So he knows what our struggles were. You can't help but wonder, would he allow something like that? It'd be beautiful if he did. You know what I'm saying? So those are my thoughts, fellas. What do you guys think? Whoever wants to go first?
My question with it is, like, kind of like off what you said, like, why, why wouldn't he allow it? But it also, it's like why is it demonic that you can talk to, the other side? Like let's say it was a loved one that passed away. Why can't you talk to them? Why would God say that that's demonic to do that? You know what I mean? It's so,
especially if it's a loved one. Yeah. Especially if it's a loved one.
It's just like, it's so ambiguous. You know what I mean? Or at least it seems that way, that, it's like, who said it? You know what I mean? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Cause I haven't seen a verse that in the Bible that I've read that said anything like that. But then again, I haven't looked for that verse either. Right. It probably is there, but that's my question with it. Cause it's always, because like I said, it was a beautiful thing that he said. Like, if that is, possible, why is it bad? Yeah. That's the question.
All right.
It's good thoughts. What about you, JValle?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Those are valid points, both, at the end of the day, we don't know. Like, we don't know what's on the other side. And I think what I got from that video was, like, if you zoom out of, the actual experience, which is, like, I can't imagine, bro. Like, my heart really does go out to you and your family with what happened. And so when something like that does actually happen, like, could it, in a strange way, like, could it be because somebody's on the verge of, like, a really big blessing and needs guidance from the other side, like direct guidance, and to communicate with, in regards to, like, the Ouija board and, doing it for evil purposes or speaking to the dead. I really do feel like, there's good and evil, there's God and devil. I really believe in duality. Both of them exist. But I think that the devil and the evil side of things, that side doesn't create. I feel God is the ultimate creator. Right. I feel what the enemy or what the evil one or the devil, I feel the only thing they could do is distort. Right. They could just, like, manipulate what is meant for good, intended for guidance, and warp it into evil. Right. And so I feel, in that sense, maybe communicating with the other side is, like, more stereotypically connected to witchcraft, sorcery, or, like, I don't know, some other stuff that I really don't know about, or I don't have much experience with, honestly.
Yeah, either way, I don't think Furious does.
But to push it further, it just pushes the question further. It's like let's just say there was it's like, of course, I would want to be able to communicate with I recently lost someone too. I would definitely want to communicate with them, but someone somewhere would probably say, why not just talk to God? Someone somewhere would say that. What I mean, I can just anticipate that. Right. And then it becomes this how do I say it? It's like an itch that you can't scratch.
Yeah.
What I mean? Like, because it's like I don't know. That's why it's hard to talk about religion and shit. It's hard because it's so different for everybody.
Right.
It's a very, very interesting subject to tackle because you don't know. You know what I'm saying? How the reaction is going to be or how it's going to be taken, and you get mixed opinions on everything, and how people are going to receive it and push it and all that.
Yeah. I was recently in a church service where this kind of topic was up as part of the message, and they said something about how for us to tap in and try to connect with a loved one that has passed to the other side, that is maybe a little bit frowned upon, but if the loved one wants to connect with you and communicate with you, no one, it's not like forbidden to not engage in that. And then also another thing from that video, what he said was, on the other side, they're beyond space and time. Right. We're stuck in a linear dimension where we're constantly moving forward time. We're limited to time. Right. So they're beyond time. So where you are now, they can speak to you like from 16 years ago.
At any point in time.
They also could be speaking to the you like in 20 years from now, and then 20 years from now, Andrew gets that message that needs to get it. But
that's trippy, man.
Man, that's crazy.
That's like interstellar stuff.
It is interstellar in a way. It is interstellar stuff. That's a good movie too,
bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Interstellar.
No,
just like the whole theory of like what's it called, like relativity and all that. Like the point of like no return. You know what I'm saying, with the black hole. Like just that's crazy, man. Like this. Yeah.
So
it's crazy to think about.
Yeah, because I feel our emotions. I feel we're spiritual creatures having a human experience here.
Right.
Like we're stuck in this dimension right now. It's temporarily. We both know it's just it's a flash. Our lives is a flash here, but the whole being beyond space and time thing. It's man, I don't know. I feel if you're beyond that, then like you're not limited to that, and we're conditioned to be like emotionally like. Our past is our past, our now is our now, our future we don't know about. So we have anxiety about the future, we have worries and regrets about the past. And then we're in our moment. All we could do is just be in the moment. And so, I don't know.
No, that is interesting that you put it that way though. But that's what it is. And I think that us not having the definitive answer is part of the debate and will always be a part of the debate. Wouldn't you agree? It's just the way it is,
like,
man.
Who's here saying like, okay, I got it. Like, this is
nobody.
What happens.
Yeah,
after
some arrogant motherfucker might do that, but you don't know that for sure. Like I said, who is out here doing that though? He's got a point. Who is out here saying that? Like, I know, I have the answer.
I would just want to know, like if I could have like one wish granted, it was just to be like to know like what is waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
that would be like
what's waiting for you on the other side of death.
Yeah, but not just like for me, but just like in general, and like what is beyond the veil. You know what I mean?
But no, it definitely sparks conversation and wonder. You know what I mean?
Because it's so man. That's just it's one thing that I try not to think about, but I always wind up thinking about it.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure. All right. Well, if you guys don't have any other thoughts on that, we'll go ahead and switch over to our last topic of the evening, which is going to be the.
I've been waiting for this one.
This one's eerie.
It's the eerie, the scary, the.
I thought Halloween passed.
It did pass already. I thought Halloween passed. Clearly not, bro. All right, guys. So we're gonna watch that video. That video now, or that clip, I should say now. We're gonna transition to it so you guys can see it, and then we're gonna react to it.
Birthdays are actually rituals against us. Have you ever wondered where the happy birthday song originated from? or why we sing it. Do you not find it strange that whenever it's time to sing happy birthday to someone, candles are lit, lights are turned off, and we gather in a circle to chant, similar to that of witches' rituals? Well, there is a theory that suggests that the happy birthday song was created as a curse by fallen angels to hide a ritual that seals your fate to grow older. As many of us know, and it is very well documented, that humans used to live much longer than we do now. And this theory suggests that every time we sing this chant, blow out candles and make a wish on our birthdays, we are actually locking ourselves into aging more. Some believe this to be a form of population control, as the faster we grow old, the faster we die, which would help the growth rate stay steady, rather than be on a high incline. Of course, this is just a theory and doesn't account for the millions of people who don't celebrate their birthdays like this, but it does make you wonder why there are some religions and practices that are completely against celebrating birthdays.
What do you got?
I wouldn't be surprised.
So we're back now.
Yeah.
What do y'all think of that, man? That was,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I mean, right? Being a ritual and theory.
And you know what? It goes with the power of your of your words, the power of your thoughts. If you age yourself, you will start aging.
Yeah.
My thing is,
Makes sense.
Where's the documentation of us living a lot longer? Because I thought that we lived a lot shorter. You know, like you said,
Really?
like,
back in the day?
I thought it was
in,
like
like,
Bible
1900s.
times, right? They lived to 120, 130 years
Yeah.
old, like Moses and them, bro. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
They were up there for.
well, like I heard about
Abraham.
that, but like when you said documented, was you meaning documented in the Bible, or are you saying documented like actually?
Like in
Maybe in
human
general.
history.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so, yeah.
I think you're
like
saying in
we're,
other books
we're
too.
meant to live longer than
Yeah.
our life expectancy was supposed
Now.
to be way longer.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But
Wild, right? You know,
Yeah.
to be brief, guys, I'll go first real quick, briefly. I think it could be some truth to it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He had a good point. Right in the beginning of the video, why do we go in the circle? Like candles, chant a song, and then you blow out the candles and make a wish. Why?
You're blowing
Where
out
did
the candles,
Yes, bro. And you're blowing out the candles, almost
And-
like
and it's
signifying
like
death in a way,
burning
almost,
out the
bro.
light.
Yeah,
Like you're like
You're-
taking out the light.
you're whipping the light out.
The light of
So
life.
wouldn't it?
It's,
So wouldn't you? I mean, it just it's
that-
kind of dark, bro. If you think about
I
it,
mean, the
like,
music was darker
that
than
music.
anything.
he said the music was.
There was
dark.
like there's like 3 chords in that too, man.
Yeah.
There was like it was first that one.
It makes it chilling on
That
purpose,
fucking
though. Like
spooky
almost
shit.
like you don't even want to
Yeah.
hear the rest of this shit. Like take it off.
that shit was
You
spooky.
know what?
Yeah.
I heard Prince say one time that we only have one birthday.
Yep.
Like who came up with like, you know, aging ourselves, making, you know, birthdays every year. We only have one date of birth.
That's true.
That's it. So if I'm constantly aging myself by okay, I was, you know, really when you're born, you're 1. You're not 0.
Yeah.
Or you're like
No,
9.
it's true. You're
like
right.
9
You're-
months. You're like 9 months old.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah,
technically 9 months.
right.
You're
Technically
9 months
one.
old,
Yeah.
technically.
You've technically existed already for almost a year.
Yeah.
Inside your mother's belly.
exactly.
Damn, that's true.
Yeah. But in a way to well, go ahead.
I was gonna say just to touch on that because like you've seen like the video of the sperm hitting the egg
Mhm.
and there's that spark.
Mm-hmm.
Like
That's
shit-
one.
That's just crazy. So that's like you know that's when you're there.
That's technically when you were right there,
That's when it
bro.
started.
Yo,
you know.
Hey,
man.
we have one day of birth.
That's it. One day to
And-
birth. I agree.
I would see why, like with, I don't know, like if we're on the conspiracy theory side of things.
We are.
That was perfect.
We definitely are. That's what we're on right now.
Like, think of how much, like there's someone's birthday every single day of the year. And think of how much like money is spent for like, you know, buying gifts for someone. Like the
It's
capitalism
marketing.
side of things.
Capitalism, motherfucker.
Marketing. I don't know.
So they basically sold us our own like celebrations. They've sold us like our own, or they're like selling us moments
Mm-hmm.
in a sense. Like let's say for like Christmas, right?
Yeah.
Capitalism, baby.
Like why is the Santa Claus story there so that people buy presents,
Mm-hmm.
or is it there just to show of
Hell
a
yes.
you know what I'm saying? Because
That's a whole other ritual.
because Christmas just seems like buying gifts, but it's because Santa. That's really what makes people
Right.
But it's like what about Christmas is supposed to be? I mean, I get it. You know?
No, 100%. That's why I feel like, no, why is that a thing? It's like, why, who came up with the idea and the story for St. Nick? That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a funny coincidence that we're in December right now talking about this, but it's the truth, man. I mean, like, that's something that, why?
Because you could pick
But I
any,
mean,
'cause you could pick any day for that.
Facts.
It's
Facts.
also perspective too, because if like, is it wrong to celebrate someone's life?
No.
That's true.
But
I think how you look at it.
You could do it another day. You could do it any time of
Any
the
day.
day.
Yeah,
You could
we're
choose,
celebrating you alive.
know.
You're breathing today. You woke up today.
Yeah, like every day is worth celebrating.
That's
true. But you know, I get like ritualistically how that may be. I don't know.
No, but it's funny because Furious said something off topic. I mean, off the record. You said something that was so true. Like, man, why is it? It's kind of like sad in a way. It makes me feel like everything is fucking pagan. Like nothing was wholesome.
Yeah.
Like nothing was wholesome, bro. And it's like, fuck, is anything wholesome? You start to think though and ask those questions because you're like, fuck, dude, like nothing.
It's like all like
everything has to be dark.
Everything is fucking satanic or what? Like,
It's like, what the fuck is it, man?
But it's
Like,
like,
what's going on with the world today, man? Shit, bro. Nothing is safe anymore, but it's some bullshit.
because not only that, it's like now it's like you can see that like, you know, you can engineer social constructs through art. You know, even very subtly. You know, like with a story about someone.
I live in subtle.
You know, a story about a guy that rides flying reindeers, giving gifts to people. You know, who have been good. You know what I mean? It sets a tone as a kid. Oh, I got to be good if I want those gifts. So there's order, right? It sets a tone for the parent. Oh, let me give.
Of course, that's the argument too.
Kids, so that my kid's good, and you know what I'm saying. But it ultimately feeds the market. It ultimately feeds the economy. You know, and it's like if people stopped celebrating Christmas, they would probably make a story to remind us about Christmas and gift giving.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah,
I don't know. Who knows?
No. You're onto something. You're definitely onto something, bro. I think that's. But I think that's genuinely where that all stemmed from. You know what I'm saying? I think that was the reason for it. If we're gonna put a reason behind everything, I think capitalism has a lot to do with it. Everything you were just stating has a lot to do with it. I honestly think the powers that be want to just control, man. They want to just control. I mean, I could be wrong. It could be a really broad way to just put it, but I think that a lot of it has to do with wanting to control it.
Yeah.
And depopulate. That was interesting too. Did you remember that part? Did you guys catch that part of it? To depopulate, like that would be a way to lock in the surefire way to make sure no one lived past a certain age and that they would die at a certain age so that they could just. I'm sorry, is that going well off what you just said? I don't want to just go too far, you know, off of what you were saying, but yeah, man. So I
who knows?
Ultimately, who knows, right? It's not really.
We don't know at the end of the day.
We're just debating it. That's all it is. At the end of the day.
We just have today. That's all we know.
And there's no escaping it either because I mean the whole world is it's everywhere.
No, that's facts. That's facts.
I mean like
it did say that some don't celebrate birthdays. Like
it did
some
say that.
Cultures or some religions they don't.
Right.
And it makes you wonder why they don't.
And it's
You see what I'm
crazy.
saying?
Like
It makes you wonder why.
if we were born literally in a different part of the world, our whole life would be completely different. Our whole like mindset, our whole conditioning, our whole maybe even religion or
the things we do,
how
the
we
hobbies
view
we
God.
have.
Yeah. Like everything's
How
conditioning.
you view God too. You're right. Everything is conditioned or taught to you. Damn, fabric of living, bro. It's just different.
All depends on where you were born.
Facts.
Your environment.
It seems almost like there's so much shit that we have and it's so like distracting that we're all not all but a lot of us are focused on just like
distraction,
just like surface level shit, you know what I'm saying, like you know, and no one's a lot of people aren't doing like, you know, like the deep work that they need done.
No,
you know, to really like have like a fulfilling, you know, just because it's like, you know, you can make all the money in the world, right? And it's crazy how some people, they get all that and they're still not like fulfilled and they wind up jumping off a building and it's like, I thought you had everything, you know, and maybe it's just something deeper.
That's sad.
You know?
Yeah, no, for sure. And then that's probably what it was. And it does run deep like that. We just don't know, man. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, my bad for going off on a little tangent.
No. You're good. You're good. But I was going to ask you guys before we wrap up here, is there any final thoughts? Because we unfortunately do got to wrap up. It's getting that time. It's a good episode. But yeah, man. So any final thoughts you guys want to throw in there real quick before we wrap the episode up? I'll start with our guest first.
Oh, man. God is good. Thank you for having me. Thank you for the time. I'm ready for some picadillo now.
Yeah, me too, bro. We got to go get some food, dog. We're hungry. We're all hungry. We want to get some food. I know.
Appreciate
hey, man, I'm sorry I can't have you do it. If you didn't have to go to work, brother, I would have said come eat with us, man. But, you know.
It's all good, man.
Next time, though, right?
Yeah,
for
man.
sure. What are your final thoughts, though, brother? Anything you want to tell our audience?
No, well, man, thank you for coming on, man. It was great to, you know, hear your perspective, experiences, and dope, man. I hope, you know, wish you all the success, man. You know what I mean? Like that's dope, man. You've done well for yourself, man.
Thank you, boss.
Yeah, bro. We really appreciate you. No, for sure. It was. Bro, thank you. Look forward to having you. Would you do this again? Would you come on again?
Yeah, of course.
All right, good.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's
We'd
do
love
it
to have you
again.
back, man.
This is a banger. This is bars. Yeah, live on location.
This is hard, huh? You like, all right, JValle, I'm putting you on the spot.
Shout out
dog.
JJ.
He's out of the shout out to JJ. Y'all know who JJ is. He's been on the show a couple times.
Shout out JJ.
But yeah, I should put you on the beat, bro. Can you spit a freestyle?
Who?
You.
No way. No
What about
way.
you? What you furious? You got the shades on, bro. Can you spit a freestyle?
Freestyle. I could probably write to it, but
He's like,
freestyle,
give me some time to write, though, right?
Yeah.
Nah, but anyway, guys, all right,
dope,
with that
though.
being said, thank you guys so much for subscribing. Thank you for all of our listeners out there, all our viewers out there. Rumble's coming soon. We're not just, YouTube, but we're going to be on other platforms. As far as listening to us, we're on everything you guys use for your streaming. Check us out. Fuck with us. We'll see you next week. This has been Timeless Talk.